you ever, thought about building your own smart home device? Or maybe dabbling in artificial intelligence, or even just understanding the tech around you, but like at a much deeper level.
Yeah, it often feels really complex, doesn't it? Out of reach for many people.
Exactly. But what if there was a simple, affordable tool that could make that whole journey accessible, even if you're totally new to this stuff?
A way in, basically.
Yes, a way in. And today, that's what we're diving into. The Raspberry Pi. This tiny, but really quite powerful computer it's inspiring tons of creators. From, curious beginners right up to seasoned innovators. And we've pulled together insights from a couple of really empowering guides that show you just how much you can actually achieve with it.
And what's fascinating here, I think, is how these resources frame the whole experience. It's not just do this, then do that. So we're drawing from Hot Raspberry Pi for Beginners by Claudia Reid, and another really fantastic guide, Raspberry Pi for Beginners, from first steps to infinite possibilities. And our mission for you, listening in, is to sort of pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge from these. We want to show the true potential of the Pi, and importantly, how these guides can act like a personal roadmap for your own tech journey.
Yeah, and here's where it gets really interesting, I think. These aren't just dry technical manuals, right?
Not at all.
They promise a journey, creativity, learning, maybe even a bit of personal transformation. So for you, the learner out there looking to unlock your inner tech creator, what does this actually mean you could build or explore? What problems do these guides solve right off the bat?
Well, that's a great question, because both resources immediately tackle some common beginner pitfalls, which is honestly really valuable.
Like what, for example?
Okay, so Claudia Reid's guide, Hot Raspberry Pi, it gives you a super clear checklist for picking the correct power supply.
The power supply, yes.
Yeah. It sounds basic, maybe, but it's so often overlooked. An underpowered Pi is probably the number one reason for those weird, unexpected reboots people run into.
Right, you plug it in, it seems to work, and then poof, it restarts.
Exactly. So it's a small detail, but absolutely critical for just getting started smoothly.
That's a really practical tip to start with. Okay, so beyond just getting it powered up correctly, what about the second guide? From first steps to infinite possibilities. You mentioned it emphasizes the why.
Absolutely. And this is key, I think. It doesn't just give you like a list of commands for the Linux terminal, which, can feel like just memorizing things.
Like learning a spell book or something.
Kind of, but this resource goes deeper. It shows you why a command like LSL, for getting detailed file listings, is useful. Or why grep, for searching text within files, is so powerful. Not just what it does, but how you'd use it for, say, debugging your own projects later on.
Okay, so it's building understanding, not just instruction following.
Precisely. It turns what could feel like a chore learning the command line into a real core competency. It gives you genuine control over the device.
Okay, so let's say someone's got that solid foundation now. They've got the right power. They're comfortable navigating Linux a bit. What are some of the first, really rewarding projects these guides introduce? Those aha moments where you make something actually do something.
Yeah, that's where the real magic starts to happen, isn't it?
Definitely.
So the second guide, From First Steps, it jumps pretty quickly into practical applications. Things like automating LEDs, blinking lights, basically, or reading data from basic sensors.
Okay, like temperature sensors or motion.
Exactly. Simple temperature sensors, maybe for a basic smart thermostat idea, or PIR motion sensors like you'd use in a home security setup. And importantly, it specifically tackles common issues you hit there. Things like getting stable readings from sensors, managing power for different types.
Stuff that might trip you up if you were just following a random online tutorial.
Right. It anticipates those little hurdles. These aren't just abstract exercises. They're projects designed to spark that immediate creativity. And they lay the groundwork for building, bigger smart home systems down the line.
That makes sense. Starting small, getting wins, but learning transferable skills. And it doesn't just stop at simple smart home bits, does it? You mentioned Claudia Reid's Hot Raspberry Pi guide goes into some more cutting-edge stuff.
That's right. Her guide then pivots nicely into more advanced areas, showing the Pi can handle surprisingly complex tasks.
Like AI on a Pi.
Yeah. Within limits, obviously. But it doesn't just list AI frameworks. It gives a practical example, actually training a tiny image recognition model right there on the Pi itself.
Wow, okay.
And for security, which is crucial.
Super important, yeah. Especially if you're connecting things to your network.
Totally. It walks you through setting up something called a secure SSH tunnel. That's for accessing your Pi remotely, but safely. It shows you how to lock down the device against common threats, which, is a vital consideration for any connected device, especially in an IoT or smart home context.
So, building cool things, but also building them securely. The guides cover both.
Precisely. The aim seems to be giving you the confidence not just to create, but to, innovate securely and share your ideas responsibly if you want to. These resources make it pretty clear that mastering this tech is a deeply personal thing, a creative journey. They give you the practical steps to watch your ideas actually come alive.
Whether that's automating something simple at home or starting to explore machine learning, this idea of a clear roadmap really stands out to me. It sounds like these guides are designed to help you move past just following instructions pretty quickly and really start being a tech creator. So, okay, let's wrap this up. What does this all mean for you listening?
We've unpacked how the Raspberry Pi, especially when you're guided by clear, hands-on resources like the ones we've looked at, really does provide a path from like your very first boot up all the way to potentially tackling advanced AI projects.
Mm-hmm.
It's about empowering you ultimately to become a tech creator, whether you just want to automate some part of your world or maybe even share completely new innovations.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, I think it's clear these guides emphasize more than just the technical skills, the how-to.
Right, there's more to it, yeah. They foster confidence, definitely, by breaking down complex things into manageable steps. They encourage critical thinking because you have to solve little problems along the way. And they really highlight that mastering technology can be a deeply personal and creative journey. Taken with confidence, creativity, and heart, as one of the guides puts it.
Imagine being able to actually debug a Linux issue yourself.
Or train a simple AI model on your desk.
Or build your own custom home automation hub that does exactly what you want.
Yeah, it's enabling. So this kind of raises an important final question for you to think about. In your own life right now, what problem or maybe creative idea, no matter how small it seems, what could be transformed into a real tangible project just by, daring to dive in, to innovate and just let your tech journey begin, maybe with something like a Raspberry Pi?